Well, folks,
Your
you
boy's
can see
back.
the technical difficulties that arise when you haven't filmed in a while.
I took this off before I went to the bathroom.
Oh, smart. Yeah, I've done that where I've taken it into the bathroom so that everyone can hear me piss.
I'm going to move this so it's not dead set in the middle. Okay.
So it all comes back to piss. So, anyways, I'm sure we're going to cut some of this out. We are your hosts, Bob and Ray. We are the host of this podcast, Split Personalities Podcast. We are looking in the near future to branch out into other ventures.
Gaming.
Gaming.
We're throwing
number
around the
one.
idea of Twitch / investing in gaming.
Yes. Ray and I were talking off camera at the pub downstairs. Shout out to Great Lakes.
Yes.
OG
brewer.
The OG brewer in
brewer.
the craft brewer in the Cleveland area, in Ohio City here. And so Ray and I were down at the pub having a few pints, and we were talking about, what's on the horizon for the show. We're going to keep going with the pop culture stuff, shows we like. I would like one of our next topics even to be, I need to finish Predator Badlands.
I watched that.
Oh, did you? Okay, I would like to
That's
talk.
the movie with the Wailing Utani one, right?
Well, it's a predator who goes on that planet.
Right.
And
I feel like I need to rewatch it because I think I fell asleep.
I've started the movie and fallen asleep 5 times.
It's gotten really bad lately. Like it will just sit on my couch and I fall asleep.
Yeah, me too. That happens when you get older.
Yeah.
You just fall asleep. Go on Instagram, you'll see memes about it. Bunch of not memes, reels about it. Anyways, I would like it maybe one of our next topics to even be in the pop culture realm to be a overview discussion of how the Predator and Alien series are kind of back. I think that they've really made a resurgence.
Clear crossover.
Yes, and the clear crossover that's been made. I mean, it's always kind of been there.
I think it was cool that they did instead of an alien like Wayland.
Yes. Well, what do you mean?
That
just Wayland Utani is involved in. Well,
actually, I didn't see. So maybe they did bring it because I did fall asleep during the movie, so I could be totally wrong. But I didn't stick around for any post-credit scenes, so I feel like I need to rewatch it. But this isn't about that.
Well, anyways, I would like a future episode for Ray and I to do kind of let's go 50,000 feet in the air and just talk about
where are things going with Alien.
Where are things going with these two franchises, Predator and Alien? What's on the horizon for those? And what we've liked in the sort of resurgence of those two franchises. And the sort of obvious crossover that they've been doing, they've hinted in the past with those crappy Alien versus Predator movies, the existence of these two species in the same universe. And so now they're making it sort of a cooler tie-in.
Not even hinted, directly referenced.
Yeah. Well, these things are directly in each other's atmospheres.
Started with Predator. Well, actually, did it start as comics or did it start
started with the comics / video games?
Did it?
We had the Alien versus Predator.
First movie to ever reference that these two exist in the same world was Predator 2.
Yes. Right. Because the trophies inside of the Predator ship. So, anyways, I think in a future episode, sticking on the pop culture side, I would love to visit the Predator and Alien franchises and our views 50,000 feet in the air about where they are and where they're going. But today's discussion is sort of a conclusion to an ongoing discussion we've been having about Season 2 Fallout. Mm-hmm. And I think
specifically 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, I don't think we need to go episode by episode breakdown, but I think we can just kind of wrap up this. We can just sort of wrap up the season 6, 7, and events that happen.
6, 7,
6, 7, and 8. And so we can go 6, 7, and 8, and just kind of talk about what's gone on in those episodes. How the season, were we surprised in anything about how the season wrapped up? And our favorite moments, and then also maybe to wrap it up at the very end, our anticipation for what's going to happen in season 3. So, we could take this character by character. Obviously, Cooper is a big focus of if we're going to focus on episode 6, that starts with Cooper having been impaled.
He was impaled.
on that spike that Lucy had power. What was it? The power arm? What is it?
Yeah,
Power
Power
Fist?
Fist, which I think
Smacked him out of that
shows up
window.
in game. I've not seen it in games, but I think it might show up in game 4.
Okay, so so episode 6 starts with Cooper being smacked out of. Well, episode 5 ended with him being knocked out that window by Lucy, who he has turned over to her father, and then he's impaled on this spike, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's basically in the midst of. There's the threat of also him turning. You see that, like in season 1, you saw that scene between
That was
him
interesting. Can you that's interesting to me because I feel like season 1 hinted at when that process started, there was
it's irreversible.
it felt like it was irreversible. But
That's a good question.
Cooper, it starts with Cooper.
It's also somebody had made this, and I kind of feel bad. I think one of the last episodes we did, I kept referencing Screen Rant, which is a YouTuber, but one of the recappers that I've been following on YouTube is actually Screen Crush. And so, shout out to both Screen Rant,
Crush and Screen Rant,
Screen Rant, Screen Crush, and also New Rock Stars. I watched
Ship
all,
them.
watched all of them. I don't know what did you say?
I said Screen Crush, Screen Rant, Screen Crush. They crush on Screen Rant.
Okay.
And shipping them.
What do you mean shipping?
Relationship shipping.
No, I don't know.
No.
This is going over my head. So anyways, I just wanted to give a shout out to also Screen Crush because I overlooked them. Anyways, where was I going with it? Oh, yeah, so I don't know, about the idea about him turning. Oh, the thing that the guy from Screen Crush mentioned when reviewing the episode was it's the first time while he's impaled in that spike that Cooper admits his own name. He says, "I'm what's his last name? Cooper what? What's his full name?"
Oh, that's a good question. Cooper.
Something is Coop's not his last name. Coop's his first name. Anyways, he's it's a reference back to season 1 where Cooper ran into that other ghoul who was turning, and that ghoul was sort of shaking and saying his name over and over again. And Cooper's mimicking that behavior in trying to remind himself of who he is. But it's also the first time he's admitted who he is, his pre-war self.
Really interesting.
His pre-bomb dropping self. It's apparently the first time in the series where he said his own name.
I guess not.
In the flashbacks, obviously. I don't even think Hanks used his name.
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to think Lucy, whenever she refers to him, is there a way she refers to him? Or just
the ghoul?
Hey, you, or hey.
He's never used his name,
I don't think she's ever.
Anyways, that's what the guy from Screen Crush said. Shit. Am I saying Screen Rant? Was it Screen Rant or Screen Crush? Screen Rant. Fuck. I just mixed that up now in my head. Anyways, one of the YouTubers I follow that was covering the season said that this was the first time he's used his actual name.
Interesting.
So he's admitted his identity. It's sort of something, some larger sort of philosophical thing there. But it's also a way for him to try to remind himself who he is to keep himself from turning. Right. But to Ray's point is, I don't know. When one apparently, obviously, we do see that he does not turn. Well, I don't know. Is he not worried? I mean, to some degree, he's trying to get off the spike. I think.
But after he got off the spike, he just seems to be going well.
The super mutant's the one that
I
got
guess
him off the spike.
when we see him next, he's just kind of hanging out, injured. Mm-hmm. So maybe this will be revisited.
I don't know.
Maybe that'll be his arc. He's got to complete this quest before he.
Well, by the end of the season, we see him heading off to Colorado.
But maybe he has to complete his mission, save his family before.
But his family
returns.
Oh, okay.
This is what I'm saying. Maybe they're introducing a larger arc.
Okay, so he's willed himself to live until he figures out what his family's end was.
Mm-hmm, maybe.
Okay, I can buy that. Of any theories that are floated by the show, but that does Cooper being impaled on the spike does introduce one of the other major figures of characters / creatures of Fallout, which is the super mutant. A super mutant saves him from being impaled. A super mutant who's played by the actor.
Who is he played by?
The guy who played Hellboy, who was also the original
Oh,
voice
really? I
for
guess I didn't
Fallout.
realize that.
Yeah, there were actually 2 people that were brought back from the original Fallout games.
Well, no. Well, that guy died, though.
What guy died?
The guy who used to voice over the Fallout games, the intros.
The guy who played Hellboy?
Yeah.
He did
The
die?
original Hellboy, yeah.
So, somebody said that was him.
I'm almost positive that guy's dead. Because he used to be in Sons of Anarchy, right? That guy?
Oh, I gotta look this up.
They might have meant the other Hellboy. The guy from Stranger Things?
No. Okay,
Unless he somehow filmed this before he died, but I swear.
When did he die?
Not that long ago. Hold on.
I think everything that I've watched has said that's him.
Let me double check.
Okay, let's double check for a second. We'll cut this out. Every review of the season that I've watched has said that was him reprising, not reprising a role, but he comes back into the Fallout series. I didn't realize he was dead.
No, it can't be. Who the fuck is the actor who does that?
Just look up actor who plays Hellboy.
Okay, all right. Oh, boy. Hellboys with a Z. Ron Perlman. Oh, maybe he's still alive.
Okay, he's definitely alive.
Okay. I was wrong then.
Okay, Ray's throwing me off here. Okay, so there were 2 actors, apparently 2 well-known actors, who were brought back into season 2 to play a part in the season, who had also played a part in the first 2 Fallout games.
Okay, yeah.
So the guy, what was the actor's name? Do you have it in front
Ron
of you?
Perlman.
Ron Perlman. Okay, so Ron Perlman plays the super mutant, and Ron Perlman is famous for having done the voice,
the video game intros, yeah.
Intros in the first Fallout, and he also he famously joked that he only got $40 in the sandwich to do that, and now Fallout's become this like huge franchise.
I guess, and when he first done it, it was in the mid '90s, and I don't think he wasn't the actor he is now.
Yes,
I don't remember him being like a '90s star.
Neither is the other actor. So the other famous actor is the guy who plays the president, who gets the diode in the limousine.
Was he in the
He played a character in Fallout 2.
Oh, you know what? I think he was.
I can't remember who the character was.
I think he voiced one of the Enclaves.
He might have. Yeah, probably. I don't know. Anyways, there are some really well-known actors that we know today that were a part of these early Fallout games in voice acting. So the only like interesting thing about the super mutant that we learn is that he references a war that's coming. And a lot of people have insinuated it's the war that's going to happen between the super mutants and the Enclave.
Interesting that they're bringing this up. So my understanding of the super mutants is, I think I am wrong about this because I think they have brought up that like there was a vault where super mutants were created.
Well, apparently somebody said that in season 1 you could see when they took shots of the Enclave facilities, they were working on super mutants.
Yeah, it looked like were dragging a body of a super mutant. Now, my understanding before like the show, and I haven't played, I might have missed.
That brings a question of like, is there a group of escaped super mutants that were in the Enclave? Like, have super mutants escaped from the Enclave facilities to rally against the Enclave? Because obviously the
Enclave would hate the super mutants. The only super mutant.
But they're obviously trying to make super mutants out of Vaults 32 and 33, right?
Oh, maybe
that's the rumor is that nobody really exactly knows, but
that's the rumor.
Rumor has it
it's Doc Holliday.
So when Norm McLean looks at and finds that FEV in the computer. The part of the theory was one theory that was floated was the reason why they installed a faulty water chip in Vault 33 was because they're going to release FEV into the water system.
Interesting.
So that's part of the plan to make super mutants out of the Vault Dwellers in 33 and 32.
Okay.
And that they would come to the surface having been indoctrinated by Vault Tech to lead super mutants super mutants who are on the surface. Like they would be pro Vault Tech super mutants who would rally the other super mutants to be on board.
That's very interesting. It seems to go against the Enclave. Enclave is all about purity, so they hate super mutants. Famously, there was one of their, I believe he was a Secret Service member. His name was Frank Corrigan. He's a famous enemy in Fallout Game 2. But he's this massive guy in Enclave power armor. And the Enclave used him like a tool because he was incredibly strong. And he was indoctrinated. But they all hated him. Like, they all secretly hated him. Even though he was like pro-Enclave.
Okay.
Famous enemy in Game 2. They should remake Game 2.
So your summary of the Enclave here is that they're anti-super mutant.
They hate the super mutants, yeah.
So they're trying to purify the surface?
Yeah, they're all about purifying the surface, which I think essentially means if you're not part of the Enclave, like...
It's interesting to me then, because obviously the reference to FEV and...
I mean, they have shown that they're willing to use them as like a useful tool.
Well, maybe they think that in making Vault Dwellers from 32 and 33 into super mutants, they can coerce the ones on the surface and kill them all in some way.
Yeah, I don't know what their plan is.
In some mass extermination event. Okay, well, that's a theory that's been floated. We don't know. But phase 2 is obviously tied to the FEV virus. Or the what's it called?
Forced evolutionary virus.
Forced evolutionary virus.
FEV, yeah.
FEV. To say FEV virus is to double up on the B. So anyways, whatever phase 2 is in Vault 32 and 33, which Stephanie unleashes because she's found out to be Canadian. Oh my God. And then she locks herself away in her office. She initiates phase 2. And when you...
Trump closed that bridge. Is it a bridge across Michigan? Closed or something? He's trying to close?
I don't know. Who knows? There's so many stupid things going on in this country right now. Anyways, when Steph gets that Pip-Boy that is in Hank's stowaway box or whatever, it's an Enclave Pip-Boy.
Yeah, interesting.
And because it has the Enclave insignia on it. And so she talks to Enclave. We obviously come to learn that Hank's been working for the Enclave. And she initiates she initiates phase 2 for Vault 32 and 33. Well, now 32's recolonized. But anyway, she initiates phase 2 for Vault 32 and 33, and it's somehow tied to the FEV.
So it'll be interesting to see where this... I'm assuming that this super mutant originates from experiments done by the Enclave, which would make sense why he hates them. I'd also be interested if they pull any super mutants tiebacks to the Master. Like, is he one of the originals from the Master? Is he someone who's experimented?
Like, you mean the mutant who saved Cooper? Like, is he somehow tied to that?
Because they can live. They're like ghouls. They can live forever.
But do they get feral?
I don't think they do.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing with super mutants. It really depends on, like, you have to experiment on people who are less radiation in their body. Like, they're more likely to come out of, like, the FEV experiments and retain their intelligence.
Okay.
So super mutants can be created and be incredibly stupid.
Right.
So only a few, I think, really retain their intelligence.
Okay.
Full intelligence.
So we get a very brief glimpse of the super mutant who saves Coop, lets him know. Basically, he plants seeds for what's probably going to be introduced into season 3. There's some oncoming war. It's going to involve the Enclave and the super mutants. The other war that's obviously going to unfold is going to be between the New California Republic and the Legion.
Yeah, I was glad they showed up. It was interesting to me to see. I mean, it just makes for like a good story. But I was like, okay, like the Legion has been fighting itself now for how long?
They seem pretty strong.
All of a sudden, they have like all these numbers.
Yeah, I know. The numbers that they had marching towards Vegas seemed to be bigger than I would have expected.
It seemed like their camp was like decimated.
Yeah, right. It seemed like they would have been way fewer of them. That was
a funny make for a good story.
Like, there was a funny scene with Macaulay Culkin where he's saying we're going to build a palace, a Kaiser's Palace, in Vegas. Obviously, reference to Caesar's Palace, which it doesn't exist in the Fallout timeline. But so there's that. Obviously, there's the oncoming war that's going to happen between the New California Republic and the Legion, and then subsequently,
which has been going on for some time now. I guess.
yeah, somebody made the point that that there were two New California Republic folks that Lucy and Coop run into early on in season 2, and they're like the last two stragglers. Coop thinks that the NCR has been wiped out, that these are literally the last two people holding on for hope. Somebody made the point that the existence of the Legion had spread out the NCR, and somehow Coop's initiation of a civil war, and I can't remember who, but somebody had gotten, I think one of the two that they run into had gotten word out had broadcasted a message, and it must have gotten out to the other scattered groups of the NCR that the Legion was either gone or that they were at war with each other, and they were calling them back to Vegas. So essentially, some call goes out, the NCR has regrouped, and they have marched on. They have essentially reoccupied New Vegas, and the Legion's on its way. I mean, the very last scene of season 2 is Lucy and Maximus standing at the top of Lucky 38 in Robert House's dwelling, and looking out upon the road, watching the Legion march into
try and march towards Vegas.
So it's obvious that there's an oncoming war here.
I'll be interested to see where the NCR has been hanging out.
Is Maximus going to get that NCR suit
it
back
also
going?
Seems like Maximus is going to find his home back in the NCR.
Yes, I mean obviously he found the that power suit, but it was an NCR power suit.
Yeah, you could just see he was welling up with pride. He has a love for NCR. He grew up in Shady Sands.
He makes that comment in season 2 that everybody comes back to the beginning. Your path always leads you back to where you started or whatever. So
I'll be interested to see does that hold? Really, there are. I guess the NCR is the most.
Is he going to be disillusioned by things the NCR does?
I guess the NCR is the most probably noble, just because they are democratic.
It's a nostalgic thing for him because it's tied to his childhood. The NCR was the good guy, right? When he
I guess the theme of Fallout, there really are no good. Even the NCR will snap necks to for their own aims, but I guess they're they have the most noble aims because they are at least a democracy,
right? Part of me was surprised that they left a piece of power armor just there, they're literally
and all that weaponry.
Yeah, it's how is that all just there?
Why do they just scatter? It's so weird.
That's the same feeling I had when Area 51 was just all the stuff was just left there. They literally open up the hangar doors. The Brotherhood walks into Area 51, and all that shit's just there, untouched.
Yeah. I mean, next to the Enclave and the Brotherhood, they are probably the most tech savvy.
The NCR.
Clearly, they made their own power armor.
Right. That was the one that he wore was number 7. So obviously, it's okay. There's
at this point,
at least 6 other suits, right?
NCR might even be more powerful than the Brotherhood, honestly.
Well, you do see, apparently, I didn't notice this. I must not have watched the ending credits, but basically, that one leader, the one leader of the Brotherhood that was trying to consolidate power, he's obviously still alive, and he got the blueprints for the Alpha
Prime.
So it does seem like they're going to build this nuclear weapon.
Yeah.
And
I've not played
and consolidate power.
Fallout 4, but apparently there was the Prime famously shows up first in Fallout 3.
Apparently the Commonwealth have one.
Yeah, apparently they do. Which maybe he has the schematics to take it over or something.
It's not even clear to me how he gets the schematics. They just kind of show up.
They just have them
presented to him.
Maybe he found a copy, I guess, in Area 51.
Inside of Area 51? Okay. Maybe.
But, hey, Obama says there's no Area 51. So
he says aliens are real, but they're not in Area 51.
But we don't have a facility where we're keeping them. Sure, buddy.
Apparently he was joking. I don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure he can't say. I don't blame him for that.
Whatever.
But
he brought it up. I guess he didn't bring it up. Brian Taylor Cohen
he answered the question.
He did answer it.
I think
he
he
said he was
answered the
being
most important
joking.
part of the question, which is like, do they exist?
Well, but then his answer was like, statistically, it's impossible to say that they don't exist. Like basically,
Oh, he's
he
couching-
clarified that in the universe they would have to. Exist.
Okay, yeah.
He gave some
Anyways,
kind of bullshit answer.
um,
He gave an answer, non-answer to that.
let me think. Where was I going with this? Anyways, whatever. Area 51. He probably found the schematics there.
Yeah,
'cause,
they're
like,
probably
why wouldn't they have it?
right.
Everything
the
there?
government secrets, right?
The best thing about the Prime, if you ever played the game, do you play Falls?
No, never played any.
It's hilarious because it shouts like propaganda while it's attacking its enemies. So it like shouts just like kill communists or like whatever. It's like shouts all this stuff while it's killing the enemies about
Right.
like killing communists and blah blah blah. In American power, yada yada yada.
American hegemony.
So it's like a fun. It was a funny like. It was a cool like moment in the game, but also like part of that dark ironic humor that Fallout is famous for.
So we get some hints as to what. So continuing on, we've gotten some hints as to what's going to take place in season 3. There's going to be a war, at least in the immediate. I think in the initial episodes of season 3, it's going to focus on the Legion and the NCR, because the bigger fish to fry is going to be the Enclave, and I feel like that's going to be
Enclave is finally going to probably show up.
That's going to be a slower burn, though. I feel like that's going to be more mid-season, late season.
You think so?
I don't think it's going to be
gonna
initial.
the enemy of.
We've seen one super
It
mutant,
feels like this is a 3-season kind of show.
which would that the Enclave would take at least 2 more seasons.
Maybe it's 4 seasons. I don't know.
I think it's
I
gonna,
would
I think
pref-
it's going to have to be.
I
4.
prefer if they don't show up at the beginning of season 3 that they at least take 2 seasons.
I feel like it's going to because they haven't even found where the Enclave reside, and also we've only been introduced to literally one super mutant. So like we're going to have to be like, okay, where's the community of super mutants this guy came from?
Clearly, they're also probably going to bring. It'll be interesting if they bring the president from. I mean, why wouldn't they? Because everyone's coming back. The president from Cooperstown into the fold, which would be interesting because
how are they living so long?
how that, but also because the scientist was from the past.
Well,
What's his face? But also, like, how does the Enclave power structure work? Because clearly, when the Enclave is introduced in Game 2, they have a president in California on the Poseidon oil rig, and then in Game 3, they have a computer that is acting as the president that you blow up.
Okay.
And so is this like 2 popes? Like, are there competing presidents? Or are there competing factions of the Enclave?
Interesting.
I don't think we have learned yet. Maybe this is something that the show is gonna kind of answer. Like, how does the Enclave power structure work? Because you fight with them in various games, but it feels like they're almost siloed.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, that's an interesting point. Like, we know so little about the Enclave.
Yeah.
And also, we know so little about the Enclave. And the only relationship we understand the Enclave has with the Vaults so far is 33 and 32. Because obviously, Steph has a communication structure from Hank to reach out to the Enclave. So, like, Hank having worked for Vault-Tec, but also being a double agent for the Enclave, is a connection between the Enclave and Vault-Tec, but also that scientist. Like, that scientist obviously talks to Barb in an elevator and kind of threatens her, saying, like, hey, if you don't stop what you're doing, you and your family are going to die. And so that's that same scientist who we see in season 1 whose head gets cut off. And so there are obviously these connections between Vault-Tec and the Enclave, but to this point, we know so little about the Enclave and really what their driving motivation is, and how Phase 2 is. Phase 2 going to be? Nothing seems limited to one thing. You know what I mean? Like, Phase 2 is initiated in Vaults 32 and 33, but that has to have a bigger purpose, right? Like, it's that Phase 2 for those 2 specific vaults must have some sort of bigger purpose for what the Enclave's plans are in the surface. Hank makes this interesting claim at the very end of in episode 8, season 2, where he says the experiment wasn't the vaults, it's the surface. And so there's some plan going on here. He, in pushing that button with the human, like the automated man thing that Robco made, he's sort of perfected that technology to, like Ray said, the 1950s continued in this offshoot, whereas like our timeline focused on micro technology versus the Fallout, which continued in the 1950s. Well, the interesting thing about Hank is he's like, oh my God.
What'd you say, sir?
I don't know. The interesting thing about Hank is he's like, he's like very proud when he talks to Lucy. He's like, I've gone micro. He creates the first microchip.
Yeah.
In the automated human, he creates a micro technology, which is more in our timeline. So that kind of was like a big like, oh shit, like moment for me. Like, and so Hank essentially tells Lucy that he's activated a bunch of sleeper cells. Like he pushes this button to wipe his memory, but he also tells her before pushing the button, he's like, these people. Like this plan has been in place for centuries. These people just didn't know that they were part of a bigger plan, and he pushes this button to activate these human automatons who have been chipped. You know, they have chips in them, and we don't know what. That's the other big thing about season 3. Like, what did Hank do when he pushed that button? He
erases the memory, which he'll be an interesting character going forward.
It erases the memory, but it also has set other figures on the surface on some sort of path. He has initiated a chain of events that we are unaware of. And so what are these people going to do? How are they tied back? They're obviously tied back to the Enclave because Hank's not working on his own. Hank is working for the Enclave. So whatever he initiated by pressing that button is theoretically, or as so far as we understand, it's in the interest of the Enclave. So I'm interested to find out what it is that Hank initiated by doing that in season 3, along with the wars that are going to happen between the new California Republic and the Legion, and then obviously the super mutants and have some sort of thing planned for the Enclave.
Yeah, is Cooper going to be doing his own thing in Colorado?
He seems to have gone off on his own.
Yeah,
he is singularly the only person in this show so far that's singularly focused, to his credit, is Coop. I mean, like his singular focus, he doesn't have alternative motives. It seems like a lot of other characters are driving towards one goal, but have a number of ulterior motives. Cooper's singular issue is finding his family.
Yeah.
So he is going to Colorado. Will other characters, I have to imagine that at some point, other characters are going to follow him. There was some speculation that Colorado is where the Enclave is set up. Like he might be unwittingly heading towards the Enclave in trying to find his family in Colorado.
It makes sense because the Superman was trying to recruit him, and he has a past with the Enclave, with his run-in with the president and being told, you know, there are forces behind the scenes. Like it feels like his arc is tied with a fight against the Enclave.
Coops.
And it'll be interesting to see what I'm still interested to see my theory. It's like, because I thought I was like, oh well, that theory's
the daughter.
Yeah, it's like that's not going to pan out because she died with the rad roach like thing. But
She's still alive.
Yeah, she's still alive.
Right. Norm saves her. She and Norm are literally like the only two who survived.
I could see that even more now because
the theory is Norm's heading back to the vaults, right? He's worried about what happened to his vaults. He's aware that the FEV is gonna, and he's been keyed into phase 2. He's somewhat aware of the FEV. So I think most people thought that when Norm's pulling her at the end, he's basically pulling her along the wasteland.
Maybe.
And the theory is he's obviously heading back to Vault 31, 32, 33. 34. I was like, is there? Is there 34?
Oh, theoretically, yes. because there's 122 volts.
Well, what I'm saying, like in that like trios, they're like the secret 34 vault. So the thought with Norm is, and I agree that other people have speculated he's heading back to his home vault to see what happened.
I guess what I meant with the girl being alive. I think I'm still sticking to my theory.
You're worried that your theory's wrong.
I was worried that I was like, okay, she's dead. But
Ray,
now,
just to revisit Ray's theory, Ray theorized based on events that happened early in the season that this woman was Coop's daughter.
Yes.
Coop and Barb's daughter.
Yeah. I'm sticking to it because especially because Coop opens her.
It was the postcard was in Barb's vault.
Left there. So like, does she wake up? Does she leave a postcard for Coop? So
and how did the postcard get in there? Is it a trap for him?
Is it a trap? Yeah.
Was it really left by Barb? Because
if it was left by Barb, how long ago did she leave it?
Because obviously, if you watch season 2, Coop pitches to Barb, when this is over, let's escape to Colorado. Let's go as far as Colorado. Like let's find a place in Colorado to escape to. And so the postcard that he finds inside of Barb's empty cryo chamber is a postcard of Colorado, the Rocky Mountains, I think. And on the back is written, Colorado was a good idea. And so he believes that his family, while maybe not alive to this day, he thinks he's going to Colorado to find out whether or not his family escaped Colorado. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously it's like 200 years in the future, so like you would think
they did, but I guess my thought is like, how long ago was that left there?
Somebody theorized too that in the games maybe, or in a game, the original vault is located in Colorado, Vault 0.
Interesting.
Somebody made that claim, and I cannot remember what. It might have been inside of a game. There was like one specific game. It was one of the older Fallout games, like one of the top-down games. Not 1 or 2, but there was like an offshoot game that Tactics. And apparently part of Tactics focused on Vault 0, which was located in Colorado.
Mm. Oh, well, I think that was the original plot, wasn't it?
What's that?
Did they change? They might change the plot. But I think the original plot was I don't know. I remember, I feel like I've loosely heard about this too.
Anyways, I'm sure that Coop's not gone, right? Coop's the main figure of the show. So I feel like his travels to Colorado are going to somehow pull him back into the conflict going.
Yeah, or somehow it brings him back into California and against the Enclave. Who knows? I'm trying to remember. Okay, the scientists who escaped the Enclave not long after found himself in California. So where is that base?
Well, I mean,
could it be in Colorado? Like, did he travel that far?
Some people said that the obviously Robert House makes the claim that the Enclave set the death clause onto Vegas, and so one of the suggestions of the Enclave being in Colorado was the direction in which the death clause came from. Hmm. So like they came from a pass heading out of Colorado into Vegas, or into what state is Vegas located in?
Nevada.
So out of Colorado into Nevada, like some pass that they came. The death clause came via a specific route that Cooper is now heading out to, and if it's from where the death clause came, theoretically it would be from where the Enclave is. That they were sent from where the Enclave was to Nevada. So maybe yes. So maybe the Enclave is located in Colorado, and somehow Coop is going to stumble upon it.
Right, but the scientists from the Enclave who escaped the Enclave from that base, I'm assuming would be the base that's in Colorado.
Right.
He made his way all the way to California.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
We just
how long is a walk travel from Colorado to
We don't know.
California?
The show is jumping around. We don't know how long he's been walking. Who knows? The other, anything we haven't talked about yet, we haven't touched upon yet. Obviously Mr. House is going to continue to be, he's been awoken, and he is going to continue to be a threat going into season 3. We don't know exactly
what is he at this point? Is he just a computer mind?
Yes, because he does make the point that the body that was his, which I would assume is his body double, was stabbed apparently over.
Well, I thought like they would introduce that it was body double, but he seemed to suggest, I think, in the show that it was his body.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he's playing maybe he's playing dumb and just saying that.
You mentioned several ways that some people have tried to kill him, which I think alludes to like the several ways you can choose to kill him in Fallout New Vegas.
But you made the point earlier that you thought that
I thought
that figure was going to be his
thought
body.
it was going to be his body.
Somebody else made the point that it was. It wasn't. It, like Mr. House lives.
Maybe he said people have tried to kill me. Maybe there's semantics there.
Right. I don't know. Anyways, like I don't know that.
So maybe his actual body is still somewhere.
Right. Well, we don't know, but obviously Mr. House has been reactivated because the diode is now in place, and that infinite energy is being used by Mr. House to bring himself active via that virtual self that he is now. And so, like, how is that going to play a role? Is he going to talk to Lucy or Maximus? Is he going to try to coerce them?
Does he have an army of robots somewhere?
Does he have an army of robots he can activate? Can he maybe the automated man technology that's been used? Can he tap into that and redirect those people? Can he communicate to those automated people?
I mean, he's the one who would understand that technology.
Yeah, I guess like it's yet to be seen how Mr.
Especially
House,
now that the only other person who I guess would have a good grasp on it, which is Hank, his memory has been wiped.
Yeah, intentionally. He intentionally wiped it so he couldn't reveal anything.
So yeah, I think Mr. House probably would show up again.
Well, he's going to have to because he was awoken at the end of season 2. Like they're not going to wake him up and just like be like, oh no, he's back to sleep. Like he's a player in the sphere now.
Like, we'll wake her ass up. We got a game to win.
Exactly. So Mr. House is obviously going to be a part of season 3. It's just like, to what degree is he going to be a part of season 3? And who is somebody made the point that maybe the wiped memory of the dad, the McLean, what's his first name? Hank. That Hank now with a white memory might stumble his way back down into Lucky 38, and like Mr. House might make him a dumb servant because he doesn't remember. Now he doesn't remember anything. His memory.
I feel like Lucy would just take him on. I feel like this is now that his memory is wiped, he could have like some sort of redemption arc.
Oh, maybe
where he becomes a new person.
Well, obviously, Mr. House. I guess my point is that.
Your sudsing all over the place.
What's that?
So your sudsing all over the place.
My point is that Mr. House was awoken at the end of season 2. Awaken. Metalocalypse. That's a good show.
Yes.
We should talk about that someday. Well, I don't think I could talk about it for at length. Anyways, Mr. House was awakened at the end of season 2 for a purpose, right? He's just not going to be like, they're not going to introduce him and then just be like, oh, season 3 is here and Mr. House is not a part of it at all.
I'm sure they'll bring him back, and like
he has a role to play.
You see, like when the TV like fades and then his face like pops up again, like
okay,
clearly,
so I'm trying right. So my point here is I'm theorizing what his role is going to be.
What his role is going to be? Yeah, I think he will play a part in the microchips because who else is going to understand that technology?
Right. And he's going to obviously. He's going to coerce somebody. Paper towel. He's going to coerce somebody to be his servant and play a part. Yes. No.
Yes. Goddamn right. What else? Is there anything else to say about season 2?
I
think it's cool that
basically all the vault dwellers that the McLean son was working with are all dead, besides the love interest.
Yeah, so the execs are dead. All the baby execs are dead.
Lucy does find that politician from the pre-bomb era.
Yeah, I'm
hooked up.
Interested in her. Well, I don't know if we'll ever see her again.
Well, I don't think we will because she killed her. I thought, right?
Did she kill her? Oh yeah, she did.
She kept saying, "Kill me." One person said that the reason why she's hooked up. So the technology that's used, that helmet that has all the cords coming out of it, was the same helmet that Mr. House had on when he first met Cooper. And so somebody suggested that, and Hank made this comment too, that she had a certain personality on there's a spectrum. I can't remember what the test was. He references a test, and she had a personality that was perfect for the reason why her head is down there and it's hooked up to cords and stuff is that she is controlling the other automated humans.
Really?
She's making them docile because of her personality. Like her personality set was...
Do they continue on though now that she's dead?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not exactly
I don't
sure.
remember seeing them like stop. Everything stopped after
Like
she
the reason
died.
why they're all friendly and docile is because of her personality, and she's hooked. Like her personality is feeding into the chips that are implanted in all these people. That's
how they keep that
because
head alive though.
Hank makes this point that she was a star student at Stanford, but she also had this personality type, and he referenced a scale. I can't remember what there was a scale he referenced, and her personality type was why she was chosen to be the one whose head got cut off and was placed there to be the model for the chip. The people who got chipped. Anyways, so Lucy obviously puts her miserable life to an end, and that's a good question. How is that going to have an impact on those?
Yeah, like when I was watching the show, I guess I didn't really pick up on any of that. I was like, "What does this do? What is she doing?" She dies right away because Lucy just Mercy kills her.
It's a personality
but it feels like that
type
has
that's feeding into.
Yeah, well, like it feels like she mercy kills her, and it feels like right after that happens, like there is no repercussions in the facility as a result. Whereas it feels like her being hooked up feels very important.
Yes. From everything that I heard from other YouTubers who have summarized the season is that her being hooked up to that machine it's her personality that is being broadcasted to those who have chip implants because she had a very specific personality type. Okay, so I mean we've dealt with Lucy and Maximus obviously reconnect at the end of season 2. Cooper's off on his way to Colorado. Hank's memory is wiped, but he did set off a chain of events that we're not exactly sure what implication that's gonna have. But obviously, it's gonna play into, to some degree, it's gonna play into what the Enclave's plans are. Obviously, there are conflicts to come between the New California Republic, the Legion, and then also between some sort of underground group of super mutants and the Enclave. And then obviously we have the fallout of what's going to happen with the Vault Dwellers in 32 and 33 who have remained and are going to be now subject to whatever Phase 2 is.
Right.
Do you think there's anything else we've left off on?
Any other hang-ups? Any remaining questions? Really what's going to go into Season 3 is like...
I'm interested in knowing
this war between the Super Mutants and the Enclave?
The Enclave's the most interesting. The NCR Legion War, interesting.
Yeah, what's their goal? Because they're going to bring back the president from the past. I mean, that's going to happen.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like almost certain that's going to happen, especially
or some sort of robotic version of him, or
maybe I don't know. I mean, if they tied the scientists back to the past, that's probably the one thing that kind of annoys me about this show is that everyone. Was around it. They've used time travel maybe once is
time travel a thing?
In game 4, you play a soldier, like the vault he went into, I think, he gets frozen.
Okay.
And then he comes out. And so they introduced that, I think, for the first time in game 4. But now it's like
being frozen?
Yeah, unthawed and whatever. But now it seems like that's
everybody. Well, I feel like once you introduce that idea that this could have happened,
I still don't know how Moldaver. How did?
I don't know. Well, we're never gonna. That story, I feel like, has been cut short. I feel like we're never going to figure that out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything more to say about season 2. Obviously, there's that also that I like. The one interesting thing, I don't know if they're just going to leave this as a cliffhanger and they're not going to revisit it, but what's going on with Thaddeus? Like, is he turning into a
he's
centaur?
definitely he's not a ghoul for sure.
Yeah, so like, what's he turning into?
He's definitely. It feels like he's definitely FEV infected.
Right.
What he's turning into, like I think most people are speculating that's that creature from game 3. Or I guess they show up in game 2, maybe
Centaurs or whatever.
Yeah, whatever those blob creatures with the long tongue.
Yeah, so he's turning into this like gross creature. I mean, we did already touch on, but it's worth bringing up again. Like, obviously, with the plans for the Liberty Alpha or whatever, like the Brotherhood's going to come back into play at some point.
Yeah, there's going to be civil war with Brotherhood. Clearly.
Now, the interesting thing is it going to tie into anything that's going on with Coop, Lucy, Maximus, like, or is there going to be a side storyline that happens where these Western chapters of the Brotherhood coalesce and then launch an assault onto the Commonwealth?
Yeah,
or maybe the Commonwealth comes west and everybody else gets roped into this Brotherhood.
Seems like
war.
the entire story is happening in the west. I don't know why they bring the war to the east, because it feels like everything is set up to.
I mean, it would make sense for the Commonwealth to.
The Commonwealth will probably come. Well, aren't they getting attacked too?
I don't know. Are they?
Remember, like the last scene when he's unrolling the scroll? It seems like they're like all bunkered in. It feels like their base is getting attacked or something.
Oh, I don't know. I think I missed those extra scenes at the end of the season where they bring that scribe back. Like when I watched the YouTube recaps, I was like, oh, I didn't see that scene. I was like,
I guess it was the after credit scene. Maybe?
I might have missed that. So maybe the East is under
already
threat.
attacking.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, obviously, the events are going to keep happening out west. I don't know. At some point, maybe in a future season, I feel like this show is so popular, it's going to have offshoots, and so they're probably going to do like what Game of Thrones is doing now. Like Game of Thrones is now doing like the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Like I could totally foresee a Fallout Commonwealth show or something. Like I don't know, like a Fallout show that is an offshoot of this original show, but is now focused on things that are happening on the East Coast.
Yeah, maybe.
I know. Obviously, the Brotherhood out west is going to come back into the fold. Like they introduced this technology for a reason. Like so, they're going to try to build this nuclear machine. So like that's going to play a part. Somebody theorized that if the war between the Commonwealth and the West continues, you're going to have these two giant nuclear machines like attacking each other. Like they thought that there was going to be this sort of like Godzilla-like battle where it's like these two
primes.
The two primes are going to attack.
Interesting.
Because the Commonwealth out east already has one.
Exist?
Somebody suggested based on the games, the Commonwealth out east already has one.
In 3, if the prime got destroyed or not.
Well, it gets destroyed in one game, but it gets brought back in 4.
Yeah, well, I think that was different version, like Prime Alpha.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, somebody suggested the Commonwealth might already have one.
Well, I think, yeah. My, like, thinking about it is, like, that if he has the schematics for it, someone's suggesting, I feel like someone suggested maybe they're going to build their own. It's like, how would you do, like, that seems like such an enormous feat.
I also,
whereas, like, if you have the schematics, maybe you know how to take over Alpha Prime if the East has it and turn it against them.
Part of me looked at that tech and was like, wouldn't the Enclave already have this kind of tech? It surprises me that the Brotherhood would have tech that the Enclave doesn't have.
Well, clearly they do, because in Game 3 they used it against the Enclave.
Okay.
They used Prime, whatever Prime they used in Game 3.
Why do you speculate that they had it and the Enclave didn't?
I mean, the Brotherhood might just have found, I mean, the Enclave is probably the most tech savvy of the factions. but doesn't mean like the Brotherhood is also very tech savvy and is constantly searching for weaponry and new technology, and they might have just found this thing. Clearly, they found this thing.
Well, they did find like, they kind of discovered it.
They discovered Prime,
Right.
and then used it to attack the Enclave. I'm pretty sure in Game 3. So, sometimes I guess they just luck out and find things that maybe the Enclave have forgotten about or lost knowledge, or I don't know.
Anything else we need to say about season 2 / our expectations of season 3?
I mean, Enclave's finally going to come into the fold. I'm waiting to see the Enclave in their power armor go against either the Brotherhood or some of these other faction. I'm waiting to see that Enclave power armor.
Nobody seems to have...
It's iconic.
The Enclave power armor.
Yeah.
Nobody seems to have an awareness of their existence to this point, at least in the show.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, the Brotherhood clearly knows about them because they've had run-ins with them.
Yeah.
A denizen of the Enclave.
Exactly.
The Brotherhood clearly knows about them. I think the NCR would know about them.
Wait, you say the Brotherhood clearly knows about them. How? Like, did we get it?
They have had several fights with the Enclave. Like
in the show?
Game 3. In the games.
Well, in the games. Okay, so I'm speaking to somebody who has not played the games and watched the show.
Game 3 specifically, they go toe to toe with Enclave.
Okay. To what purpose? Like, why are they fighting the Enclave?
Why did they fight the Enclave? I don't know. It's been so long since I played that game. But they unleashed Prime against it. Them. I think to get to their mount, they had this mountain base or something where the computer lived, the computer president. And I feel like that assault with Prime happened is the arc of that story. Like the very ending of that story is the
destroying that president.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it's the Brotherhood's assault on the base that the Enclave have to destroy whatever the president or thwart their plans or whatever they're doing. I can't. It's been so long. I can't remember. I do remember that point in the game where you're playing you're playing alongside Prime and it's attacking the Enclave and you're going against Enclave. I feel like against their base or whatever. Anyway, I don't know. But they know of the Enclave, clearly.
Okay.
Because they know of them in the first season, first episode. He's a man has escaped and he's a denizen of the Enclave. They know of the Enclave.
Okay. Well, which is why the Brotherhood's after him?
Yeah.
Because
the technology has, which was the...
So I'm wrong. I mean, I don't have a concept of the games. So the Brotherhood has some awareness of the Enclave.
I've not played Fallout 2, so that's when the Enclave first appears. I think is in Fallout 2. I don't remember. I don't know if the Brotherhood has any run-ins with them in that game.
Right.
They're the enemy of that game. You take out the Poseidon oil rig and the president and Frank Corrigan.
But we don't know how many there could very well be there are chapters of the Brotherhood.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
chapters
think
of the arc.
This is the thing I don't understand about the Enclave is that they appear in games, but it feels because to me it feels like they're clearly going to bring this president back.
I mean, the U.S. is so big, you would have to think that there would be chapters in the Enclave.
Yeah, but why then are there several presidents?
I don't know. No idea.
Because if they're bringing everyone else back from the past and they've already showed the president, why wouldn't he show back up? And then if he's the president who is part of the early Enclave that goes and hides when they know the bombs are going to fall.
Right.
And then sets all these plans in motion. And if he's still alive, then what's going on with all these other presidents? Are they just presidents until he wakes up? Or I don't know. It just feels I don't think the games have ever tied in these chapters on the Enclave. Maybe they're chapters. The Enclave and the Poseidon oil rig. I don't know how they relate to the Enclave that shows up in game 3 that's in Washington, D.C. Sometimes it feels like these groups are siloed.
Right. I mean, that makes sense. There's a decentralized aspect to them. If one falls, it doesn't...
Especially if there is the president who's still alive.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're going to know more about obviously we're not going to know more about the Enclave.
And as far as I know, the games have never made this connection between these various Enclave groups that show up.
I think that's part of why I asked, like, are there chapters in the Enclave like there are chapters in the Brotherhood? You would think
Brotherhood has clear chapters.
You would think that the U.S. is so big that there would have to be offshoots of people who maybe
or maybe they lose touch between the various.
I mean, they very well could. They very well could lose touch between the West and the East, or the whatever, like the Southwest and the Northeast.
But it feels very. I'd have to double check, but it feels like the story is that the president, when he disappears, they reference this in the first episode, is that we don't know where the president is or whatever.
He's underground.
Is that the president and whoever his group of Enclave members are go to the Poseidon oil rig. That's where they set up. They hide out. And so when in game 2, when you like fight the Enclave in the Poseidon oil rig, it seems like that's their natural base of operations.
Right.
And so when they show up in game 3, I don't know how that group of Enclave ties to the group in game 2.
Okay.
And there might be some sort of connection there that I'm unaware of, some sort of lore connection. But for me, it feels like the Enclave has always been rooted in like mystery. They show up in.
Well, obviously,
they don't show up in every game. They weren't in the first game. They weren't in Fallout New Vegas. But when they do show up, sometimes it feels like they're this large group, but they're also like you take out a portion of the script, like you take them out in Fallout 2, you take them out in Fallout 3, but they still survive. So clearly,
they're offshoots.
Yeah,
which would make sense again.
And are they centralized? Are they decentralized? Like, I don't know.
Well, they could be both. There could be a centralized.
Like
there could be the centralized president, but decentralized groups.
Yeah, because the show makes it feel like, especially since
maybe the president is independently communicating with different sects of the Enclave.
Maybe, but like when Betty is saying like initiate this action, it's like she's communicating directly to whatever this Enclave base is that we've seen. And that feels very much like a primary base, especially since this scientist guy who came from the past and is still alive, came from this base.
Right. All right. Well, I think we're going to have to leave it at that. I mean, I think the Enclave is obviously going to be a big focus of season 3. I still argue that I think they're going to break season 3 up, and because they ended season 2 with a march on New Vegas by the Legion. So I really do think that the first half of season 3 is going to focus on the New California Republic in the Legion's war. And then I think the latter episodes are probably going to bring the Enclave more into focus. Probably. Through some sort of conflict. Now, it seems like the conflict is going to happen between the super mutants who are plotting against the Enclave. At least we've seen
There's
one
a war
so
coming
far.
For sure. Against some super mutants in whatever group they form. Because they're clearly bringing others in.
Yeah, his comment makes it sound like the comment that he says, this super mutant who says that there's a war coming. Obviously, he's not alone. Like, so that's
I wonder what who his because he's bringing in Cooper, who's a ghoul.
Yeah, what's the network?
So I wonder what their collection of force against the Enclave is going to look like.
Yeah, right. So there's that obviously.
Is the NCR going to get wrapped up into? Is the Brotherhood going to get wrapped up into it? I could see
maybe the NCR getting wrapped up into it.
I could see
if
Maximus bringing peace between the NCR and the Brotherhood.
Okay, and in light of a larger enemy.
Yeah, maybe a child.
I think
Maximus is a child of both the NCR and the Brotherhood.
Yeah, he's
and he could tie those two factions together if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think the NCR is going to be turned against the Enclave, but only after their conflict. I think my guess is the NCR is going to defeat the Legion at some point in season 3. And
it's going to be all hands on deck.
And then everybody's going to turn their attention to, oh shit, the Enclave.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be the main enemy at some point. Now, I think the Enclave is going to come into focus more towards the end of season 3, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I guess I hope they do 4 seasons because it feels like really you need to develop 2 seasons.
I think the 4th season is going to
Enclave.
be the war that happens like on the Enclave. I think season 3 is going to set up the groups that are going to be allying against the Enclave.
Probably.
And then season 4 is probably going to focus on the actual conflict between the Enclave and these allies, with the culmination of the Enclave falling in season 4 or whatever. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And some sort of new world order being set. Anyways, I think we'll leave it at that. I don't think we have anything left to say about season 2. It was great. I mean, like, again, this show is probably one of my favorites.
Still great. Season 1 was great. Season 2 was great.
I think it had the right pace. I do like that, Coop and Lucy did come back together, and Maximus and Lucy have come back together. Coop's off on his own journey now. I do like how they married the... I do like the flashbacks of the past, how that has really like brought the present into focus. I wonder, in all this conflict that's going to happen in season 3, what Mr. House's role is going to be. That seems to be up in the air to me. And how is he going to play a purpose there? Who is he going to seek to manipulate now that he's back on brought back to life essentially through the diode? And then obviously I'm wondering what conflict is going to happen in season 3, how that's going to be resolved, and what groups are going to be left to turn against the Enclave. Because I really do think that that's going to be the focus, is going to be, okay, everybody who's left after this New Vegas conflict is now focused on how do we defeat the Enclave.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that's...
Yeah, the Enclave, something's happening behind the scenes with the Enclave.
Right. Maybe they feel threatened. I don't know.
Yeah, they were trying to do something with this.
And obviously the vaults, right?
They're trying to do something with the vaults, but also like season 1, the scientist takes this technology away from the Enclave for a reason.
Yeah. Who's he right. Like, who's he working with? Like, or what was his motivation to
take this clean energy away from?
Because obviously, like, he's from the past, right? He was in the elevator with Barb, so he's been around for a while. What is it that finally made him decide to leave?
Right.
Like,
but also, why did he take this clean energy technology? Did the Enclave have a bigger purpose for this? Are they going to try and come after it against Mr. House?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. Yeah, what was his... Well, he doesn't really give Lucy any instructions, right? Like, all he kind of hints to her is that... does he even tell her that there's something inside of him? Because obviously she carries that head with her. When he tells her...
Does he tell her that? Like, that he has something in his
he basically told her that he's taken a cyanide pill. But
he says just my head, and then like she clearly knows, because like the next episode I remember in season 1, like when she's touching this portion of his neck, she gets zapped.
Right. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. I don't know to what degree. What's his role? I don't know. Why did he leave? I mean, that's a big question. He obviously was a part of the Enclave and loyal to the Enclave prior to the bombs dropping. So he's old. He's been around for a while. Was he frozen? Was he recently woken up to continue his work? Why does he take the diode? Why does he leave the Enclave? That's sort of never really discussed.
Yeah.
To this point, we don't know.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of questions.
So, I don't know. But here's to season 2 and to the ongoing season 3 that we're looking forward to. I think we'll leave it at that. I mean, we're going to keep looking into this gaming shit. I mean, hopefully someday we can afford a PC rig.
You'll still see us playing Rome.
I think Rome...
We're going to game when we can.
Yeah. I think we'll intersperse...
The question is, like, how are we... I think gaming is going to become a long-term part of this.
I think it will become...
interspersed.
I think gaming will become a bigger portion of the channel if it takes off. But... I do want to keep... I think our main focus is going to be breaking down TV shows, movies. I really want to play Iron Lung and watch the movie that's really blown up. We need a freaking PC to play that game. So anyways, Ray and I are at some point going to invest into some sort of gaming machine. We don't know how yet what. The Ramageddon is on.
Yeah.
So
have we talked about? We looked at the Steam machine. Have we talked
we
about
looked
that?
at the Steam machine. It got
I
delayed.
feel like we talked about that on this channel. It might not be happening. So
I don't know that Steam's going to release it now because they don't. I don't think that they have the parts. Like again, all these AI companies are buying up all these resources. So Valve, I don't know. Valve has stopped selling its Steam Deck, which is a big dire warning, right? A piece of tech that they had that they were selling is no longer for sale, and they had this piece of hardware that they haven't even gotten to the market yet, which makes me think that they don't have the materials to make these things. So I'm a little worried that the Steam machine's kind of dead in the water and it's not going to happen. And so we might need to actually look into actual PC rig, which at this point I might favor only because that a more traditional gaming PC would be able to play a game and also run a stream at the same time, which I don't think the Steam machine would be able to do. So anyways, this has been the Split Personalities podcast. If you would like to support us, please like, subscribe.
send us a PC rig.
Send us a PC rig. Seriously, I've been
seriously.
like competing for this.
If you
shit.
love this, if you want this channel to get into gaming, you're gonna send us a goddamn gaming PC.
I was like, should we start a GoFundMe or something?
Should we start a GoFundMe for gaming?
I was like, is that low? I did.
Like, do we have enough subscribers to this channel for you to some of us send? We haven't even got a free beer yet.
We have 31. Yeah, I mean, Masthead and Noble Beast haven't sent us anything.
Yeah, what's up? Rip you every day.
Yeah, no shit. We're drinking your shit all the time. Anyways,
but yeah.
Yeah, we want to game.
Well,
we're going to find something.
Shoot my shot. Like, if you want to support this channel. And
hey, if you've got some cash and you want to see the Split Personalities podcast play some freaking games, hook us up. We need a rig. We need a gaming rig.
We just need a gaming PC.
The Asus ROG is not a bad pre-built. I would prefer the 9070 XT paired with the 9 series GPU, AMD GPU, which is on sale at Costco. Anyways,
that's where the costs go.
If you have a Costco membership and you want to support this channel, get us an Asus ROG or some sort of gaming machine. But we need that if we're going to start a Twitch channel. And right now, Ray and I are scrounging for pennies in the couch cushions to try to find some fucking money. So, like, subscribe, give us money, find a gaming rig for us. That'd be great.
Yeah.
And we will see you next time on this podcast. We are going to do some gaming as we keep going, but we are going to keep doing this pop culture stuff too.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Cheers.
Cheers. Check us out next time. We'll probably be talking Alien Predator, I think.
Probably, yeah.
That's like my next venture I think I want to discuss.
Yeah, I'll have to rewatch Badlands, but we can kind of just like overall talk about it.
Sweet.
Sweet.
See you next time.